Well, welcome back for another episode of Penny Hot Rod and Custom. This old Derek again. You can see we're back to working on the 7-horse Stickney. Getting closer, but you can see I got it way off the ground. And yes, I did that by myself. Wasn't easy, but I did it. But today, I think is going to be the day where we're going to put the piston in. You gotta clean the cylinder up. I made some gaskets. It's no big deal. It was easy to make. I cleaned the cylinder head up. It's just painting. But the bad side about the cylinder head, and I did not know this. I don't think anybody knew this. It has some freeze cracks in it. She's kind of spided all over. I know it won't affect the water getting into the piston because there's a back part on here. It's just the outside here. So I'm going to gamble and let it go for right now. If I have a problem, I'll either block stitch it or weld it or find another head. But I'm going to gamble on saying it's fine for right now. And it's not like this thing's going into work production right now, so. But that's the only thing I've done. I just maybe cleaned a couple parts up and slowly getting it back together. But I'm going to probably focus working on the Studebaker a little bit. I'd like to get this truck up and running, painted by this summer. So, but I'm still going to work on my old engine. I enjoy working on them. So, but I think right now I'm going to clean the cylinder out and put the piston in. We got to put the connection rod and all that stuff together and put it in. And I'm not looking for it. I got to bring the flywheels in. It's heavy when you're by yourself, and somehow put them up on a stand so I can clean the flywheels and paint them. But enough rambling. I gotta set up. I'm gonna go clean the cylinder bore out, and then we'll put the piston in. Alright, we're putting the piston rings on. I already put one on. And the correct order too, because this will be my number 3, 2, and then 1, and that one's my number 4. And there's my number 2, so that's the next one. And they are tough to put on. I'm not gonna lie about that. Didn't want you guys to see the first time me struggling putting that one on. It wasn't that easy. Oops, lost one already. Oh, we do. See if we can get to it this way. Okay. Like I say, they're not that easy to do by yourself. Well, I can't find my piston ring expander, so I have to make do what I can find. What I do is I can hold it, slide it, or hit the pliers. There's one. Ooh, there you go, shoot over. Okay, start there. Over. Hey, there we go. That's probably the last hardest one right there. This one will be easy to do. And then number 1. This one will even be harder because it's thicker. There we go. Yeah, all three are in. And then to put this one, I first have to put the piston pin in and the connecting rod. Then I've got two locking bolts so my pin can't move. And then we put the last ring on. So I'll go dig up the connecting rod and we'll bolt that on. Okay, now we're going to put the piston pin in and the connecting rod. I put two locking pins in. I'm just a little paranoid, so I just put two in. And then there's my piston pin. And I made little notches for them to, that way it locks it in good. And I threw a little bit of grease in new bearing, bronze bearing. And very important, and I have seen this quite a few times, your oiling hole. Make sure you have it all right with your connecting rod, because that's where the oil goes through and then it drips into here. And I've seen people put this backwards or the piston 180 degrees and it never gets oiled. So that's a kind of important thing. So put the connecting rod in here. Which way? Piston pin goes better in one way than the other way. Just the way how it was machined. Like that. And I got my little machine spot to put my bolt on. I think that's about it. What I'll do. Yeah. And that's it. That's all it is. And you can see, now I'll just tighten those down with just an Allen key, and then I'll lock the nut down, and it's not coming apart. And then I guess I'll tighten these up, and then we'll put the last ring on, and then we can put this in the engine. I got thinking, I think just for this, just to be really precautioned, I'm going to put some thread lock on. You don't want one of these guys to fall apart, and I wouldn't want to be around if this thing broke. It would do some pretty severe damage. That and harm someone too, so Loctite is cheap. Oh. That's that, and now I'll snug up the locking nut. I'll do the same to the other two. That way. Maybe I already tightened it too much already. Oh. A little bit of effort it takes. We'll put some Loctite on. So there we go. We got it set up right for the oil to oil the wrist pin. It moved nicely. I got side to side movement. Perfect. Now I just got to put on. Oops, I can burn that actually. Put on the back ring, and that is. I'm taking a break for a bit. And then that's it. And then I will blow it down with an air gun, make sure all the dirt and stuff is off it, and then I'll oil it, clean the cylinder out again, and oil that, and then we'll push this piston in. Alright, been a few minutes. Cylinder is all nice and clean. I oiled it. I oiled the piston, separated the rings up. That way they're not, two gaps are the same. In the cylinder, the bore starts about 2 inches back, and it's like a 45-degree taper. So in theory, as long as you get the rings started inside the bore, it's a taper where you can push the rings right in theory. And I have the hole facing up. That's the oiler hole. The oiler back here, so that's the right way. Then I realized I might have screwed myself a little bit. I put all the studs in. It would have been nice if all the studs were actually out at the moment. It would just allow me so I could get closer. If it's a pain in the butt, I'll pull the studs out. But it's heavy. A lot easier working on like a little 2-horsepower engine or a 1-horsepower engine. Oh yeah, I can see I've already screwed myself. So I gotta compress this ring inside here. So what I'll do is I don't have to pull them all off. I'm just gonna pull these studs out right here, and that way I can put my ghetto ring compressor on and at least just push it back just to the cylinder here, and then I can push it in and do that to everyone. Yeah, I'll pull the studs out and then we'll go from there. I pulled off these few studs. I'm pretty sure I can work around that. I'll just slide in my ghetto piston ring compressor. Use your little impact gun. One thing is oily, so it's nice and slippery, so that's a good thing. Okay, I don't want to do it too tight, so I want to be able to move it. There you go. Okay, I'll pull that one off. Now you can just see right here, I've already got it in here. So now I got to push it in the taper part in the block, and I'll see if I can push it in. Oh, I got it in. So all I got to do now is do the other 3, and then all the rings are in. But you got to see how I did the first one, so I won't bother recording the last 3. It's the same procedure. So alright, I'm down to my last one. It's been going in very easily. I'm just tapping in with a dead blow. Getting old, I like the easy way. And just slowly little taps. And I can tell it's going in right, so. And just so this doesn't get stuck. And take your time. And it's probably might hit a little bit more. See, it's going in actually, so. Whew. Hey, as long as you take your time and do all your machining right, it'll go together fairly easy. So, Now I'm just going to go put the stud back up, clean this up, and put my new gasket on, and maybe I'll button the head up. Then the head done, I can keep that clean. Keep little critters out of there. And maybe we can bolt the carburetor down on too. Yeah, alright. I'll go put the studs in, and then we'll clean this up and put the head on. Alright, I got the head on. Happy with that. I put a little bit of copper coat. I just got to clean that up. I always put a little bit of copper coat in between my gaskets. That way there's never a problem. The only problem I'm not liking right now is I did a little experimenting. You can see how that head fits nice. These ones don't. They've been, I don't know, I think they're from this engine. They're from a Stickney, but they're being all beat up, so I don't like that all being daggered and they're not sitting in right. So what I'm doing, I've already done these two, is recutting new backs on these. I'm going to do every one. So a real quick and easy way is, I just stick it on a lathe. I've already clamped a bolt in there. Tighten it up. Just like that. Give it a little snug. Good enough. And then that way, I still want to do a little bit more, but then that way I got a nice fresh face on here, and I'm working off the thread, so that way it will be will fit 100% on the head. So it's going to be a little while doing this, so I'll bring you guys back when I'm done all these nuts. Well, it's the next day. I finished doing all the recutting the back of the nuts. They fit much better. I'm a lot happy with that. At least they're seating 100% on the head. They all look fairly good. And I just bolted the intakes on. Same thing. The only thing I'm not too happy, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if that's too much tension or what. I might have to make a little bit weaker spring. We'll see. We'll find out when we hook up the flywheels and everything. But the front end is completed here. I really don't know what to do next. The thing is, if I put the crankshaft in, I have to flip the engine all the way around here and move that one over there just because of the width. Because it's you start doing the math, the crankshaft is 3 feet wide, so I'm going to be sticking out to about here, the shaft, and over here, and not going to get by. But if I go back over there, I got more room over here, so I don't know. I'll have to think what I'm going to do. I don't want to put the cam box on yet. I don't know. There's always something to do. Maybe we'll work on the igniter. I don't know. Wish. Should get that done and then that loose that together. Yeah, maybe we'll go put the igniter together then. That sounds like a plan. The old 7 horsepower Stickney will be coming to life. Well, I kind of looked over a couple of things. I'm gonna leave the video, this one, just because I believe if I could help anyone, the next video will be on rebuilding a igniter. And to make one, it's not very hard. So, but thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.